everybody, welcome back. We are on part 2 of our build here at Red Rocket Truck Stop. Now, I did do some decorating off camera just because you know how hard of a time I have placing random junk items and arranging them. So what I did is I just put some junk on the shelves we set up last time. So we have like a sporty area, we have like a paint shelf, and then over here I let this be the food shelf with a little shopping basket. It took me so long to place all these things, so you didn't really miss much. What I want to do today, because when I walked into this settlement, I felt like it felt weird that the diner that we made last time was kind of like exposed. Like if you just look at it like this, it seems like this should be more of an indoor area, but it's exposed to the elements. So I had this idea that we're going to try together. I want to go into the warehouse set and just get some of those like glass panel-y things and see if I can't do like a ring of them kind of at the top there. So I'm just going to use this wall to help us space stuff out. And this might not work, but I felt like I did enough off-camera decorating to let you guys see me struggle for the first part of this one. So I'm thinking like these. You'll see what I mean, I promise. If I group grab this whole thing and then bring it in here. Is that high enough to sort of clip in? I feel like it's not quite high enough. So let me do another layer here. I know this doesn't make sense yet, but I'm hoping it will. And I'm hoping it looks cool too. Because, you know, it might not. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with trying something that doesn't work out. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, I think I can scooch this in with a rug. And I know this doesn't make sense yet. I'm actually kind of debating if I'm making a mistake by starting with something so bold and not necessarily something that'll work. What is it? Oh, it's still snapping to itself. If I pull this whole thing above the rug, no, it's not touching it. Okay, if I grab this whole thing, put it right on top of the rug. I need a flatter surface for this. Let's try this. Can I not move walls with the rug glitch? I feel like I can. If this video randomly skips forward in time, you will know it's because I could not figure this out. And that might happen. Ooh, that time that jumped into the ceiling. I might have to do this in pieces. Because really, I just want to keep the top glass parts because they intersect with the Red Rocket setup. So watch what I mean if I just do this like one piece at a time. If I put this down here, then that glass at the top, it looks really cool. That's what I'm trying to do. Let's get that a little more centered and pulled out. Yeah, that looks really cool because now if I scrap the rest of it, see, it's like this cool, you might not think that's that cool, but that's okay. I'm wondering if it did look better with 2 layers of it. Because I think that looks kind of neat. Oh, I guess I didn't even need those other supports. Can I snap this to the second layer? No, I don't think I can. Can I snap this? Ooh, yes, I can. That looks cool. Just like as an overhang to protect the lights. I think that looks really neat. I'm wondering if there's a pillar that'll make this look supported too. That does it for me. Oh, that's lovely. Just get it right below so it... Oh, it's not as close as I thought it was. Sometimes I think I'm right on one of these things. And then at a different angle, I realize I'm not even, not even close. Would it look better on this side to have the support? Oh, yeah, I don't mind that. And this one too. I don't want to block the seating. Which is, I think it's neat. I think that's really neat. Oh, that's cool. Okay. It adds some dimension. You might hate it. I might get a bunch of comments on this video being like, the first thing you did, absolutely hated it. But that's okay. Okay, so remember last time we did this clinic space and I was gonna do some decoration in here to make it feel more homey, but then also, yeah, it is this side. Up here, we have this flat roof that I want to use as a marketplace. So I think we can start putting some shops down and feeling that out. Oh, and our happiness is rising too, which thank goodness. We were never going to attract anybody with that low happiness rating before. We have our general trader downstairs. We could do armory, weapons. We have food and drink downstairs, clinic downstairs. Let's start with clothing though, because I really enjoy building clothing stalls. And I feel like they would have a good spot. Maybe like this. Like you walk in, because this is the entrance. And you've got clothing. And then probably a weapons and an armory too. Maybe we do weapons in this corner. I don't want this to feel too like overwhelming. Let's see if that changes up the texture enough. Because I'm thinking maybe the people who own weapons and armor work together, and so they can share some of their storage space. And then the clothing shop would be an independent entrepreneur. So let's do the clothing shop first. We could build their housing on the ground so they come up here to work. Or we could build their house and shop up here. I don't know what direction I'm going to take this in yet. It's such a confined space. I think maybe just a little shack makes sense. Do that wall. And then did I leave myself enough room to snap in on this side too? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. And then a little roof for just a lovely little shack. And we'll give them a door. And maybe we angle this a little. It would be kind of, what's the word, monotonous to have your house be right behind your shop like this. But also it would be kind of nice because you're so close. I'm looking for like a bench or couch of some sort. Something that can be outdoors. Is that a gunshot? Am I hearing gunshots? Let's do like a little collection of chairs. 2 chairs, and then that makes me think maybe a rug too. rug for the door. And I think whoever runs the clothing shop would have... Oh, something is happening. I think they would have a cozier vibe than whoever runs weapons and armor next door. So I want to give them like a plant. And something for lighting. I didn't mean to start this build at night. That was kind of my mistake actually. So let's pop a little bed in here. Just so we can use it to sleep, and then we will revisit whether or not this is their main residence. We'll go ahead and sleep for a solid 12 hours. See, if the size limit wasn't an issue, and if you choose to glitch your game and go past that size limit, this could be a cool thing to do. But I think it'd be neat if we still did like the regular housing shacks around the perimeter of the settlement. But I am worried we're going to run out of space. So I might combine this storage for the housing or for the clothing shop as a bed, like house too. But I'm still going to treat it as mostly storage because I think that storage space would be more valuable. And the bed would just kind of be an afterthought of like, they also sleep in here. I'm gonna put this, I like the shelf because it's kind of fun, like color-wise. And I feel like our clothing shop owner might enjoy that. And similarly, let's give them some paintings. Usually I like to do one big painting on a wall like this, but I actually think that somebody who collects, you know, clothing that isn't armor in the post-apocalypse, they're a more interesting person. So I want to give them like a gallery wall. Ooh. That overlaps in a fun way. Yeah, that's kind of fun for them. Like they don't have a ton of space to work with, but they're making it work. Same vibe, I think a hanging buoy could be cute. And I know this feels crowded. I want it to feel crowded. I think this person intentionally is going to make the most of this space. Why can't I put that higher? I want it like right here. Okay. I'll take that. I can run with that. But then they do probably need some kind of lighting. And since they don't have a table or chair, because usually I do think about them eating, I'll give them a cooler so they can sit on the edge of their bed and eat. Again, I feel like their priority would be the clothing shop and putting all their extra money into the clothing shop. And I think that would show up in, like, if they had a display. So maybe if they had like this extension on their house. I wonder if I can attach that to their house. Like I know that'll clip on, but then, oh, I guess I don't know that that'll clip on. Why wouldn't that clip on? Will anything clip on? Is it because of the roof? Or is it because of the furniture? Neither, I guess. I really thought that would do it. All right, I guess that. This will just be a separate addition. And we'll get that. What wall was it? Was it this shack wall? I think it was. I do wish there was an undo button. But Bethesda says, just roll with your mistakes. And I can get behind that. Okay, let's bring back a cozy little roof. And let's look for a different way of presenting our goods. Yeah, because something like this, it's neat. It's a neat, like, extra storage that I think they would welcome. It's really fighting me. There we go. Okay. Because you wouldn't want to put a dresser outside, because this is made of wood. That'll get ruined. But like this, a dresser, and then this might be a little more weatherproof. So maybe that's there. But then we would still want to display the clothes. So like this guy could be here. And we'll do this variant too. Maybe that should be where the dresser is though. Hold on. I think I can get these a little closer together. This scooches over. That scooches over. I got a comment on my last video saying it's really painful to watch somebody build without mods. And like, I get that, but also then don't click on a video that says no mods maybe. I know it's annoying to have these restrictions and not just be able to place it wherever we want, but I also like discovering the edges of where that is. And so I don't really mind it. Let's do... See, would the candles risk burning things? Probably. So maybe no candles there. But maybe a fire barrel for lighting up here. And I do like the idea of a rug. Oop, not wall decorations. Does that seem too weird outside? Let's do this plasticky one for standing. Okay, that's cute. Yeah, I like that. I really like that as a clothing shop. And we can decorate these mannequins too, because I love doing that. What do I have today? I do have a lot of suits. I do like suits. I really like the pre-war dresses. Oop, what did I do? Did I take it instead of equipping it? Probably. There we go. I have a lab coat for when we get a clinician. Is there a hat here? We do have a wig. I do love that red dress too. There's something about doing like the suit and the dress that feels so pre-war, like Americana. And for clothing shops, I do think that's really lovely. Okay. What else? Maybe we take that or one of these other suits and drop it on purpose to use as... Oop, how do I rotate this the way I want it to be? You see now why I decorated the junk in the general store off screen. I just want it to like, yeah. There we go. That's lovely. Okay. Now, weapons and armor. And I'm assuming these two work together and live together. Just like a duo. They just have different specialties, but they work with some of the same suppliers. I don't know what to do up here on this slant. We'll come back to that. So I'm thinking another kind of shack thing. How much room do I have? If I do this, can I go behind? Ooh, that'll cut it close. It's close. Let's see if I can move this any further. No, I think I'm already kind of at the limit. In fact, I might be past the limit if I can't get a wall on there. I think because these two work together. Ooh, Oberland Station's under attack. That's not good. I will do that after this build. Ooh, it'll cut into it. But I'm okay with that, I guess. I'm using these walls just because I know they're the thinnest. And so now that I know we can keep this structure here, change up the texture a little bit. Let's see how it feels to try and use a different doorway here. I know this won't fit on cleanly, but it will snap. And so especially if I can get like a high roof on this part, could be cool. Okay. Hold up. So how do I get a roof on this part? Or do I do warehouse walls on this side? This could be cool. Make this half warehouse, half shack. I think these guys would have a little more, some more resources. Okay, so this wall will have a little window, and then this wall will be plain. Just because weapons and armor in the Commonwealth, I think, would be more lucrative business than pre-war clothing, especially if you're being kind of a stickler about like suits and dresses. It just might be hard to get, you know, more varied business. That fills the gap. Not totally, but enough that a roof on top of it, I'd be very happy with. I don't expect it to snap, but if I can just set it nicely, it's gonna fight me, isn't it? Let's see, there's a roof piece that's more dramatically high, like that. Oh, that's lovely, the way it kisses that roof. Okay. That's cute. Is there something else that's that high but matches the vibe? I'm thinking this one might be even better because it's not cloth. That's wonderful. Wow. Okay, I am obsessed with this. We'll give them 2 beds. I'm picturing these 2 as brothers. So they can share a sleeping area, but I won't I won't push the beds together like a queen bed. And I'll kind of wall this off. And let's use this one. Yeah, they can get through that. Because I think same vibes. They also need some space for storage. Maybe not as much space as the clothing shop owner. Yeah, so maybe this one. Ooh, actually, maybe instead we do armor repair here. Because if they're selling it, it would be nice if they can also, like, fix it. You know what I mean? I think we only have room for one, so which looks cooler? Weapons or armor? I think this one fits nicer into an indoor space, so that's what I'm going to go with. And now I do still have room for the other shelf to go like this. Although this might feel more weapony, armory. Okay, yeah. This, I feel like it can move back a little. If I play my cards right here. Nice. Nice. Same deal for this one. Yeah, that buys us a little more room. Not a ton. Yeah. Actually, how tight would a chair be in here? Like this? This fits. It's tight, but it's a nice little private space that I'm sure they'd want to take advantage of. Maybe a shelf. Maybe some wall decor too. What do we got? A mounted creature could be cool. Maybe they're twins. Maybe like the boys are twins. And so they've always considered themselves like two halves. I really like that. I've never found a use for the mounted Brahmin head before, but in this case, I think that's really, really lovely. Let's see if we can fit a candle on the shelf. Sometimes we can, and sometimes we can't. Oh, it looks like this time we can. It's a little off, but you can't really tell. Especially if I'm moving like this. What about, we could do an armor rack here like this, or we could use it as a weapon rack. What I do here, armor workbench, so maybe I do a weapon rack here to kind of balance the playing field between them. I'm sure they compete for a lot of things if they grew up as twins. So I like the idea of trying to keep things fair. But that's just gonna snap. I could have used the other one. Oh well. Let's see what weapons I've got. Pistol. I do have a laser pistol. And then, is this too long? Yeah. What do I have that's short? That one also seems too long, but okay. And another pistol. Okay, that's pretty cute. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's get a door for them. And then I don't feel like they're rug people. I feel like they're rubber mat people, just more practical. Yeah, let's do this one. And then this one. And let's grab them a door. Yeah. Because it feels kind of warehousey. That's cute. Oh, that's just lovely, isn't it? Okay. And then they have their little shop. Let's give them some seating. Because it would be hard to be up here all day, I think. We'll give them... the airplane seat is really growing on me. I hated it so much when I started doing these. And now I come to it a lot. A little bench. A little seat. Okay. Something died. I really, really like that. Okay, and now we have this whole slanty bit. What can we do on a slanty bit? We can definitely try to even it out. Like with this? No, we can't. We can't because we're on a roof. Okay. So what can we do? We could use this just for defense. Like we could put this up here. We could just have this be for turrets. Especially if we kind of wall off the area like this. Maybe we could sell it as that's a security measure. Yeah, I don't mind that. Let's grab the machine gun turrets. These will still sit on the slope pretty nicely. And then for the Minutemen to be able to like repair and maintain those, maybe they need some containers to store the ammo, stuff like that. And if I place it this way, it might be less annoying. Or even if I blend it into this brush, that might help. Or I use the smaller boxes. We've got a few options. Ooh, like that to the side? It's not perfect, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. And if I blend another one into the bush, yeah. I actually like the bush for doing that for me. Nah, I think it stays here. But we'll change it out for a different one because the one in the bush looks pretty good. That's floating a lot. We could try to pillar glitch, which would be harder because we're on the roof, so there's not dirt. But we can get around that. There's a few decorations that act as dirt that could help us get around that, like the campfire. So just for the sake of trying and exploring in these builds and learning something new, let's try it. We'll put it close enough that we can group grab and then see if we can't. Can I sink into this? Now I feel like I can't. Let's try with the garden plot too. Yeah. That should get us a little closer. Oop, that lifts up the whole thing. Okay, hold on. Because in theory, if I wanted to place a bigger container, bigger than the Foot Locker, if we're really going to try and use the pillar glitch for this. Like, let's say I really do want this to sit like here for maintenance of the turrets. Get this close. Okay, and then this would be about the right height. And it's not looking like we can. How close is that? Close at all, or is that just what it would have been normally? It might be a little closer than we would have gotten it otherwise. Maybe you just can't pillar glitch on this roof. And we'll just let that float. I guess there's not much we can do with that. But I'll live with it. Yeah, overall, I don't hate the vibe. I wish we could sink it in a little bit, but I understand that we can't. We can't sink through metal. If you know a way of doing the pillar glitch on this roof, let me know. It would be good to know for the future. Let's make the roof a bit more secure with a guard post. Can this go on a slant? Hold up. No, that would look That would not look good. But I am thinking this guard post would be a good spot for a guard down here at the base of the ladder to get up here, and then maybe another one here. So we could have a guard stationed at the top and bottom of the stairs to oversee commerce and visitors. This one, let's actually do on this side. We still need a guard here. I think we can build some barracks. That would be nice. All right, we got our marketplace on top, diner down here. We've got space. So let's do guard barracks. Let's scrap this for now. Because you can enter here or on this side. So this might be a neat place for a guard setup. But also we have this whole spot in front of the billboard. I think I'm gonna do in front of the billboard. Just because we have more room to go this way. My goal for these guard barracks is mostly just to house people for those guard posts for supervising what's going on. I really liked the warehouse wall we did on the upstairs thing, so I want to see if we can do something similar with a barn wall. I'm going to try not to get my hopes up. I don't think the red is right for a Minuteman building. I wanted to like that more than I did, and I think at some point in a build I will use that. That might be too breakable. I like that. Feels, gosh, the rain. Weather's not playing nice. I like that it seems more secure than the shack door. And I like that it's more secure than the windowed one as well. And then we could switch back to shack here. This one might blend nicely. Yes, it does. And then again on this side. And we'll find another tall roof like we did before. Would the curtained one work here? I think this one works better because it matches this shack and roof. I forget what roof options the warehouse has though. I can work with that. Or though, we could make it flat to put turrets on top. Does this do anything? Oh, those are going to be so cool for a greenhouse someday. It would be cool if I could put this like right next to it to be able to do turrets on a roof like that, but I don't honestly know how that's supposed to connect. We do have these partial wall pieces. Is that what that is? And I don't know where they're supposed to snap though. If I remove this wall, would they snap? It'll snap inwards. So we could do like a open section. God, is it getting dark or is it just rainy? Let's check what time it is. I thought there was a way to tell time. 6:43. Okay. It's not like midnight yet, but maybe we put the beds inside the barracks so we can sleep off some of the rain and darkness. I guess we really just do need one guard here. So I'll do one bed. Turn on my Pip-Boy so we can see and seal up these windows. What do I want? Normal wood. It would be nice to have 2 guards. But I think... Yeah, because if we had 2 guards, they could be on like a rotating schedule. And I think positioning the beds sideways will give it a more barracks feel. Because then one could be sleeping and the other could be up, vice versa, instead of just having one who's around all the time. I know that realistically all the guards are up all the time, but for us, for our purposes, we know that they need time to sleep. I woke up at 4 a.m. I didn't think the Oberland Station would fall that quickly. Usually I can wait till the end of these builds. Oops. Okay, don't worry about that. Pretend you didn't see that. So this is still a very cozy build. Don't worry about it. Okay. I want to figure out if there's anything cool we can do with the warehouse walls on this side. Maybe for turrets. Let's just see. What is that supposed to be? Oh. That's cool. That's also cool that the roof could like go into that. Okay, that's cool. Where does this snap? That's like my question. How does that snap? What is that supposed to snap to? Roof platform? Doesn't it seem like it should be able to snap right onto the edge of something? That's cool. Where does roof platform snap? I just want to put down some test walls and figure out if I can figure out where roof platform is supposed to go. Not there. Not there. Is it... Is that a step? Is this supposed to go on the ground? I don't think so. Roof rafter. I need one of you to tell me, have you used roof platform before? And if so, where did it go? There's potential for it. I know it. That's okay though. In the meantime, I think a side wall could be neat. Will it snap the other way or do I not have room? Ooh. That is, I think that's what I wanted. Oh. I didn't think that would come together. Now I can support this with a pillar. And we'll do one on the other side too, so it stays balanced. Unless I can't in that bush. Oh no. We can. Okay. Let's do a door. That might not be secure enough for a Minuteman door because it has the glass. This might be more solid. I like the idea that this is like a newly populated settlement. Like it really was empty until we started working here. And so these recruits, they're new, they're excited, they're there to help. And so we want to give them some state-of-the-art stuff because the Minutemen have been doing well lately. This is where we can do a weapons workbench here in this sheltered garage. Because armor they can get repaired upstairs, but the settlement doesn't have a weapons workbench yet, so that'll be good. Similarly, let's give them the scavenging station here. Partly because I think it looks cool, but also because I like assigning people to it. Yeah, that's lovely. Probably some steps here would be good as well. Warehouse, steps. Will this snap? I guess not. Let's try the wooden steps. Did I mess up by putting the door on first? I feel like I might have. Don't stairs usually snap? What am I doing? Let's come back to warehouse because it is a warehouse door. So that might be, yeah, there we go. Now we put the door on. That's really cool. Let's do another guard post. Here for them. That feels too close to the restaurant. So let's do it on the edge of the road. I might spread a few more of these out, looking out towards the road. Where is the road? Yeah, because this too, this is our protection before traders make it to sanctuary. So I think it makes sense that we would have some checkpoints here. I want to see. Ooh. Yeah, that's cute. I was looking for the flags that stand up though, which I think might be at the end of this. Yes, decorations miscellaneous, just to make it even more clear. I'm not trying to exit, I'm just trying to put this next to this guard post. That's a really cute guard barrack. I know we've got some more decorating to do in it. Because we got bed. I do wish this door went the other way. Oh, it looks like I can attach it to either side. Lovely. Let's give them a desk. And let's give them each a footlocker. Would that take up too much space? Maybe the footlocker is next to the head of the bed. Like this. Yeah, so they have somewhere to store stuff. And let's do a chair. go. And you know I want a little plant. I like that flag, but now I gotta scroll all the way back. A little plant like that. And then maybe a painting. I know I don't usually do paintings in barracks, but I feel like encouraging them to visualize like a peaceful homestead helps further the mission of the settlements, you know? And then maybe a victory. A victory that we've won in keeping people safe. That's creepy. I like it. I think it works. That's a good guard barrack. Let's give them a little bench. I'm resisting the urge to use the airplane chairs again. But just so they can, you know, sit after their shift when they're trading off with each other. That's lovely. I love the billboard peeking out behind it. I love the oil lamp and the Minuteman flag. And this little like shed area, garage, I think is adorable. Okay. Was there anything else that we like wanted to build here? We have enough food. We don't really have enough water. So let's look into fixing that problem. We have this generator, which I think we really only need one. If we do our wiring right, we shouldn't need the second one. Because we would have to connect like this. Am I an electrician? No. Now we can scrap this one. Those lights stayed on? Yeah. And then we want clean drinking water. So a powered pump, I think, would also be a good thing to have. So if we could put it out here, but I feel like behind the stairs would be a more out of the way place. We got all of our wiring going on. I guess that is a door we don't want to block. But here behind the stairs could be a good place for a powered. Scrap this one, pull this one farther out, and then use the wall connectors to get it over this door. You see the vision here. I trust that you do. I don't usually do this much wiring, but that's nice. Does that leave this back corner too exposed? Let's maybe, we can do some turrets like this, and then we can kind of wall it off for people. Just to make it clear that like that's not the entrance to the settlement. Yeah. If I had unlimited time and space, I think doing more residential shacks down here would be good. Okay. It's a good little security corner. We have our water, and then around here we have our farmland. Let's decorate the common space inside. Oh, and I didn't put any magazines on this rack, did I? I know I have some. Do some awesome tales. I have another bobblehead. Guns and bullets. A surgical journal. And a picket fences. Why not? There we go. The picket fences, sometimes people ask me how I get the plants. If that's a mod. I don't use any mods. It's the... where did I find that? One of the picket fences unlocks the potted plants. There. Okay. So in here, I would imagine we want some couches and stuff, because somebody might be waiting for the clinic. They might be waiting for the general store. They might just be passing through. So we want to make this a cozy area. So we'll do a little chair. I'm thinking locker, which, you know, is useful for the clinic. But also just, you know, maybe that's where the general store owner puts their coat when they come into work. We'll do a potted plant. We have a nice little coffee pot here, which is good. Let's see if we can do more wall decorations. I like that nougat cherry. Would more of those be under, like, signs? Like we just take what's there and build on it. I like that a lot. Do a hot dog one here. It's just kind of the vibe of the pass-through, I think. And then this corner. What do we want in this corner? Shelf, table. Let's see what miscellaneous there is. I like the idea of a little ottoman. Does that take up too much of the hallway? That might make that too tight. Oh, there are no bathrooms in this settlement. I should build a little outhouse. I like the idea of a water fountain here. Yeah, that's lovely. Comforting and safe. And where can we put an outhouse that's kind of out of the way? Here in the back scary corner. Yeah. This one seems big. Do that and that. There. Now nobody can say I forgot a bathroom in this one. Let's make that easier for them to find in the dark with a fire barrel. I definitely scrolled past what I needed. Sometimes it's nice to revisit these other things that I don't use just to see if they give me any inspiration. Let's do campfire. Maybe a little chair. Just like this, in case there's a line for the bathroom, or if you're monitoring this portion of the settlement. That's really cute. With that, I believe it is time for our full tour here at Red Rocket Truck Stop. So as you come into the settlement, you can see this neat diner setup that we've got going on right away. So the diner exists under this old pre-war structure. There's a lot of seating, there's a radio, there's electricity for some lighting, and the bar setup exists right here with some seats at the bar as well. Coming past that, we have this lovely Minutemen guard barracks. So we have this shed garage area where we have some scrap collection recycling equipment as well as a weapons workbench. Coming in here, they have a little desk and we have 2 guards managing day and night shifts. If you come around the side of the settlement, we have, of course, a well-guarded entrance to the stairs upstairs where we have a small market spot. We have a clothing store. This is owned by a single person who really makes use of their storage space. They're a very colorful, eclectic collector. I think you have to be to try and sell pre-war clothing in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. But they have this wonderful setup with a lot of great storage and wonderful options and deals that you should definitely come check out. Next door, we have these twin brothers who run weapons and armor shops. So they have this neat little house where they also have some storage stuff. They have an armor workbench up here, some weapons that they sell, and then back here they have their cozy little private area. Here the Minutemen also maintain these turrets up here, so this is just a security area to make sure that the settlement remains secure. Coming downstairs into this part of the pre-war building, we have, of course, clean water. We have a small clinic. So this clinic exists kind of in a mix of pre-war and post-war construction. There's some research going on, a little waiting couch, clinic, seat, and then back here we have a chem production, which is useful for producing stim packs in-house, as well as a small bed and sink so surgeons can scrub in if any surgery needs to be performed. We have a small common area for sitting, getting a drink, getting out of the sun. And then here, this is the side entrance to the general trader. So the general trader actually takes up this whole garage area. So at night, they can go ahead, shut that door, shut down the shop, keeps things secure. I'll go ahead and open it back up though for the tour. So if you come in this way, you can see they have a workshop. They're very handy. They've repaired a lot of these items, like this dispenser that's for sale for, the market shop upstairs and the restaurant outside. You can get food here, snacks here, magazines, bobbleheads, any of these items you may need for your home or settlement. Coming up here, we have a small farm. So this was the first area that was, populated and sort of reclaimed from this truck stop settlement. We have two farmers here who arrived together. I think they're sisters. They work here on these crops, keeping everybody well fed. And they also have a small house here. So they have this lovely, cozy little shack here on the edge of the settlement. They have a small dining area, couch sitting area, and then two beds and this antique bureau they brought with them. And so they live very secure, safe settlement here at Red Rocket. I think that just about does it for us today. Thank you so much for joining me, the General of the Minutemen, as we work together to make the Commonwealth safer, one settlement at a time. I have a playlist of all the builds I've done so far, so if you enjoyed this one, please do check this out. I also noticed this week that we hit 9,000 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. I'm thinking maybe at 10,000 we do a kind of live event. I haven't really figured that out yet, but I think by 10,000 I might, so please stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.